My wife, amongst other people, had been giving me questions on like cues for technique with the Bulgarian split squat. We get into the Bulgarian split squat, and all of a sudden I realize I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm not being a very good coach. Front squat, lunges, you know, leg press or hack squat, all this stuff, all my favorite lower body exercises. I'm giving him very specific cues, and I'm seeing things that I don't necessarily like. I can correct it pretty easily and pretty articulate. That's ironic. Articulately. With this Bulgarian split squat, I'm like really struggling. So I think there's probably a lot of people out there that are like thinking they're doing it the right way, but they're maybe not. Wondering which hand to hold the dumbbell in. How should I put? Should I put my toes down, or should I put instep down on the bench? Well, I'm going to clear that all up. First and foremost, most people, unless you are 6'4" or above, a regular bench that you're going to get in a commercial gym is far too high for you to be putting your foot up. And that's why a lot of people are encountering the problems right out of the gate, because your rear foot, your elevated foot, is so high in the air that it distorts kind of the movement pattern. You should want it to be about at a foot at most. Most people will find a foot. Most smaller people or women, we're gonna, you know, if you're 5'6" and below, a couple weight plates, 45-pound plates, stack them on top of each other. That is how high you should be elevating your foot. I'm 5'10". I use two 45-pound plates and I stack them on top of each other. It's about 7 inches. When it's that low, I can go ahead and put my toes up. Some people still like the comfort and the stability of putting their instep, you know, like the top of your feet where your laces would be. Having your toes elevated does allow me to kind of pick and choose how much tension I put on the glutes and how much I put on the quads. At the bottom of the split squat, you want your torso and your shin, your working front shin, to be at similar angles. Okay, so you don't want your back knee going back towards the bench and then your body staying super upright. You also don't want to bend down like doing a deadlift and almost touch your front knee with your nose. You want it to be a shin angle at about 80 degrees from the ground, and then also a torso angle at about 80 degrees to the ground. Okay, that's going to maximize your ability to put tension and mechanical tension on the leg that's being trained. Your descending leg, your elevated leg, your knee, you can watch this. You want it to be going straight up and down, like a regular squat, okay? So if your knee is going back towards the bench that you have elevated, there's something going on. It's probably too high. There should be complete stability. You don't want to be leaning to the outside, leaning to the inside, leaning too far forward, leaning back on your heel. This is something that you should feel complete coverage of your foot in your pinky toe, your big toe, and the middle of your heel, what they call the tripod in squatting. That should be completely planted and have equal distribution of weight and feeling into the ground. Lastly, start by using the hand of the arm that's on the opposite side of the training leg. So if you put your left foot forward to train and your right foot's elevated, you want to use your right arm to grab a dumbbell to start adding weight. It makes it much easier for you to balance yourself and stay square and keep facing forward. Once you have it on the training side, it does get a little bit more difficult, and it's going to take a lot more tension in your opposite side obliques and things to stay upright. Okay? So those are some tips I have for you. I will put a link to the Squat University tutorial, which goes over a lot of the same things that I went over here. But there you go.